I'm Jo and I am one of the Piece Together trainers and I'm based in York, and right now I'm sitting in my kitchen and doing a little craft make for you to have a go at yourselves at home. What we're going to make today is these little button trees. I've got a couple here and they're very simple, but I think they're rather effective. You can do them in all sorts of colours. Here's a plain white one. People quite often have quite a lot of cream and white buttons, or this one is whatever colours you've got, but is mainly green and orange, and that one is various other colours. So what you need to do this craft is some thread. You need at least 20 centimetres of thread. I've used 3 strands of a 6-strand thread there, and a needle. Not a massively thick one, but one that's thick enough to get this thread through. Then you're going to need between 10 and 12 buttons that you're going to line up in size, together with, I don't know if you can see these here, the 3 little buttons, all the same size down there. So I've got 3 little ones, which are going to be the base, and then these other ones. So you can have a play around. I've got a whole box of buttons here, and I've had some fun doing a little arrangement here and then seeing what they look like, and you can try putting them on top of each other. Here's one I was fiddling around with earlier. You can try standing them up on top of each other and gradually building them up and seeing what looks good. And then what you're going to do is, having threaded your needle, starting at the very top, you're going to thread all the way down, so through one of the holes, like that. Pop some of these ones on. Some of them have got 4 holes in, some of them just have 2. I'm going to thread these ones on all together, get a few on the needle at once, like this. There, that's another 2 one. Can you see this is starting to be a little bit tree-like, and I'm going to carry on like that till I've got quite a few on, and then I shall push them down, not all the way, but along on the thread, all the way down to the bottom, like so. And that's my biggest one. Then I've got my three little ones in a row. 1, 2, 3. That's going to be like the base of your Christmas tree. So let's just pick that up. Can you see? That's the start of your tree. The next stage is to go all the way back up, and you're not going to go through the same hole as before. I don't know if you can see, you want to choose maybe the hole opposite if you can. There we are. Some of them, as I say, have got 4 holes, some of them have got 2. If it's 2, it's an easy choice. And you're going to carry on like that. So you keep on going through, and then eventually you'll get right up to the end. So while you're just having a go at that, I was just going to, I guess, tell you something about Piece Together on the theme of hope. Hope's a really important part of the Piece Together course, and several people who've completed courses that we've done have said that the thing they really, really loved about it was that it was full of hope, and that whatever, and they'd learned to see that whatever situation they faced, hope could be found. And if you haven't already done the course, I really, really would recommend it, because apart from making really lovely things, which help us to reflect on the themes, it should be a really hopeful experience for you. And I guess one of the things that really has struck me is this idea that thinking about taking the first step, our hopes are often really a bit way off in the future, or they seem unattainable. But if we can have the courage to take a first step, then that brings us hope and brings us closer to what we hope for. And there's this quote in the Bible that I really love, which I've just got here, which is, having hope will give you courage. And sometimes we do need courage to take that first step. And so there's this two-way thing of fixing on our hope and getting courage from that, and then finding hope and taking a courageous step. So I hope that over these next few weeks during Advent, as we approach Christmas, that maybe you'll be thinking about what steps you can take towards something that you really hope for, and feel full of courage and encouraged. So hopefully you can take as long as you want to do this, but I'm just going to quickly finish this one off now and show you what we would do at the end. So, oops, there we are, all these are on. And you should see that they'll sit fairly nicely. I've got one here that went a bit wonky because, can you see? Because I didn't thread it properly, and I put the thread through the same hole. It's still nice, but it's just a bit wonky. It's a little bit of a wonky tree there. So when I get up to the top, I'll have my original thread still sticking out, and then the remains of the one I just brought through. And the next stage is to pass both the threads through, well, I've got these little stars, which are little beaded stars. I'm putting one through, and then I shall do the other, and I'm not going to do that this second. You could use, if you haven't got any stars, you could just use any glittery little bead, but it's a good idea to have a bead because you can take both the threads through it, and then when you get to the top, I'll show you as an example on this one. Can you see? So both the threads have gone through there. It then sort of holds the buttons down, and I can just tie a little knot in the top, and there it is. So I hope you have fun making your button trees, and do post examples of what you've made. I'd love to see them. Thanks.